Hi friends, this week homework starts for the first time in first grade. It's a huge thing, I think, for most first grade parents. They get kind of nervous about it. So I thought I would go through and show you how our folder runs and is set up. And we're going to start over here with the calendar. This is what you're going to follow all year long to know what your child should be doing each week. So it begins with sight word lists, and then it goes from sight word list to sight word list and silly words. And then it falls into fluency phrases, and then after that, in November, you start passages. I'm going to take a minute to go through each one of those categories with you so you understand how each one works. So I'm going to go ahead and start Charlie. I'm going to pretend like we're doing homework together, Charlie. And you are going to read sight word list 1 for Mom, okay?
The, of, and, a, to, in, is, you, that, it, he, was, for, on, are, as, with, his, they, I, at, be, this, have, from.
Good job, Charlie. Now, she didn't make any mistakes that time, but if she had made a mistake, what I would do is I would circle it, and then I would probably say it to her in a sentence. So if she said was for was, I might say, Charlie, let's try this one again. I was going to the store, or what do you think should go in that place? And she might say, was. So hopefully she would be able to correspond those two together. If not, I would tell her the word, and then just like I said, keep practicing that word throughout the week. Now, once she's finished, all I'm going to do is I'm going to initial it right over here. That will show me that their homework is done, and make sure that they don't go to SOS. SOS is not a punishment. It's called Student Opportunity for Success, and it is something that the students attend if they do not have their homework done consecutively. I will send them to SOS so they can get that reading practice in, because it's super important they get that practice in to be successful in first grade. So there's a sight word list. The next piece of this is the fluency phrases. You will start that after you finish up all of the sight words here. Same thing though. Don't worry about where it says PPM over here. All I want you to do is just have them read the fluency phrases, and then I'm going to have you initial it. And Charlie hasn't practiced these yet or anything, but Charlie, can you try to read this sentence for Mom?
The little boy.
Good job. So she would just keep reading down just like that. And you would just, like I said, sign right over here for her. The next piece of our folder is called the silly words. In kindergarten, they were able to read the words by their individual sounds, and they still can do that. But their goal for their testing is to read at least one whole word. So I will have Charlie show you how that's done, and we might go over the differences if she reads the sounds individually for you to see. All right, Charlie, go ahead and read these words to me.
Puck, cad, ek, is.
Okay, stop right there. So initially, you might have heard her reading it pock, cad, fact, but when it came to whiz, she said what is. I wouldn't be able to count that as a whole word because her voice went off, but you're still rocking it, Charlie. The goal is that they're only able to read one whole word right now, so she already exceeded that goal. If they're reading it back, that's how they were taught in kindergarten, and that's totally fine. If that's where they're at, that's where they're at. But we do want to encourage them to transition into back GIF. And I have something I call ghost talking. I'll probably start that in October with your kiddo. It's perfect for the month it falls into, but I just have them blend by reading like this. Back GIF. So they sound kind of like a ghost. Sounds super strange, but they usually really respond to it. I skipped over these 2 pages right here. These are extra sight words. Well, this one isn't. This is the 200 sight words they have to know by the end of first grade. It's front to back. These are the words we're working on right now. But if for some reason your child knows all 200 of those words, and I do have a few, you can begin reading off of this fry word list. This is the fry words. This is the next 100. For the next 300, this would be 400. This would be 500. So this has a lot for them to practice with the sight words. So if they're on this page and it's way too easy and they know all the sight words for first grade, so if they know all 200, if you went through this list with them, they had no mistakes on them, then you can feel free to begin working on this list. Just make sure you still initial on the page we were on for that night. So that's that part. This right here, these are the passages they will begin to read when they are in November. When they are reading this, what you will do is you'll time them for 1 minute, and then you will see where they stop. So let's just say they stopped at 30 and they had 5 errors. What you would do is you would just, down here, you would sign 25, just put 25, then just your initials right there. That would show me how many words they were able to read in 1 minute for you. So there is the fluency piece, and then here is the spelling piece. Spelling words do not start till September 11th. Our first test will be that week. But I want to go ahead and show you how the kids should be reading the words to you. They should read them for spelling and for reading. I actually did not go over this with Charlie, so we're going to do it together really quickly. I'll see how she does with it, and we'll go from there, I guess. So Charlie, you're going to read these for spelling and for reading. Watch Mom first. So this is how I read them for spelling. E, me, da, oo, do, a, n, da, and, g, o, go. Can you read it for spelling for me? Go.
M, e, me, d, oo, do, d, n.
Try this one again.
And, g, o, go, at, on, a.
Yeah, just like that. So now I'm going to have you read it for reading, Charlie. So when you read it for reading, you do a little quicker. You're not going to do individual sounds. You're going to read the whole word, just like this. Me, do, and, go, at, on. Okay, I want you to try. Put your finger underneath the first word. Over here. Go.
Me, do, and, go, at, on, a, it, is, she, can.
Okay, stop right there. So that's exactly how you do the spelling list. Now there is a signature piece underneath this. I don't ask you to do that. All I want you to do is just sign where you're supposed to sign over here. So you usually have one signature page every time. So like I said, if you have sight word list one sign, that's all I'm going to be looking at for that day. But yeah, that is the fluency, or that is our homework folder. This should not be a hard time for you and your child. I don't want it to be that way. I mean, I want them to love reading. So this should take 5 to 7 minutes per night. If your child is struggling with this, let me know, because I do have another folder that we can move into that just goes a little slower in introducing all the sight words to them, and then it also has some easier passages from the read out of. Give me a call. We'll run some things over based upon what I'm seeing in class. I did go ahead and differentiate the folders already based upon what I'm seeing with your student. So if you did not have the same folder, you might have one that's a little bit different. It's still set up the same way. The silly words are the same. The sight words are the same. You're just going to, they'll be introduced a little bit slower to the students. And the passages are different because they're just a little bit easier for the students to be able to read off of. Let me try to think if there's anything else I need to go over. Oh, one more thing. Yes. Not right away, but eventually your child will be coming home too with a book that they have read in class and practiced. So they should already know how to read this book to you. It shouldn't be very hard for them to read to you. We're going to have, so what you would do then is you would do the sight words, read this book, and then the spelling words for reading and for spelling. Now, if for some reason you can only get in a couple of those, you can't get in all 3 of them, the most important would be for me the sight words or the passage, and then this book. That's more important to me than reading the spelling words if they're burnt out. I definitely don't want them to get to a place where they're burnt out. This needs to be a good, encouraging time for them. And if it's not, please let me know so we can work on something together to make it easier for you and for your kiddo. I hope that you were able to get some clarity on the homework folder. By all means, if you have any questions, please let me know and I will do my best to answer them. I think that's all I have for you. I will see everyone tomorrow. I can't wait to see you. Thanks, Charlie. See you later.